Welcome back, everybody, to round 3 for the Dutch Grand Prix, as we're in Zandvoort for OCE Racing League 2. It's Jules here again, and joining me today in the commentary box is Moggs. Are you there? Give me one sec, Moggs. I just gotta... There you go, Moggs. Can you hear us? Can you talk now? Can you hear?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for having me, Jules. Very excited for this race.
Excited. It's first time we've come to visit Zandvoort, actually. So
Yeah, definitely. And I think if it's the first time that we're coming to visit, it might catch a few drivers out. This track's very difficult to get around, so we'll see if the drivers have put in plenty of practice and see who comes out on top.
Yeah, for sure. As John Jang on YouTube. Hi, guys. Hello, John Jang. Great to see you're watching. I'm assuming you're going to try and get some strategy tips from the OCE Racing League 2 guys. So, but yeah, so first time at Zandvoort, so we never actually got the F1 race here back last year due to COVID. So this will be the first time that we've seen it, and I mean hopefully it's back in Formula One in the next couple over the next couple of years, but that's yet to be seen.
Yeah, definitely. Would love to see the real F1 cars go around this track. It's beautiful track. Luckily, we can still virtually go around this track.
It's true.
With F1 2020, but yeah.
Very true. As James is back in action, the second car on the track, and he did tell me to take a look at his brand new livery. So, what are your thoughts on it?
Ah, that looks really good.
It really does.
Yeah, the white base, and then is it pink and blue?
You know what that actually reminds me of? It reminds me of the Nike Mercurial boots.
Oh yeah, true.
That's what it really reminds me of. How it's got the white with the blue, the pink, and mainly the white was the base color, but just the flashes of pink and blue. It really reminds me of a soccer boot.
It looks really good.
It really does. Really does. But he's back in action today. James being moved down as a reserve driver as hasn't been able to commit to a season. So back in action for round 3. Let's hopefully he goes well. He's only had what 2 hours of practice.
Oh no.
So definitely will be interesting. Who is it in front of him? I think it's Quick Draw. It is Quick Draw. So Quick Draw will take us around the first flying lap around the Dutch Grand Prix. So as long as he keeps the Kiwi, keeps it all smooth, we should be in for a tasty treat. Keeps it nice. The guy's keeping out of his way, which is very well done. He'd be saying thank you very much to them. So
yeah, definitely.
What times do you expect? Yeah, he'd had a bit of lockup. What times do you kind of expecting for qualifying?
I think around this track, I think we're gonna probably see drivers hitting the 109s.
Okay.
Yeah, especially our tier 2 drivers. I think they can get into the 109s with this qualifying session.
Yeah. Who do you reckon will be the driver that'll be getting those?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we can always look to our current leader in the Drivers' Championship, which is Wolfman. I think he's probably one of my favourites going into this track. He's just shown us this season that he is an absolutely amazing driver. He's very quick, and let's see, maybe he can do it at this track as well.
Potentially. As we're just witnessing Quick Draw go over the line, he puts in a 1:12.2, so about 3 seconds off your time. As James with the mediums puts a 1:11.8. So back in action on the harder compound and puts in a 1:11.8. So not too bad.
Zegdog coming over with the 1:11.2 on the softs.
He has. He's taking provisional pole right now, as we will quickly mention. So we've right now on board with the M-Dog, as he's our new debutant of the day. He is also I believe the son of Z-Dog, I believe it is. So he's in his debut race. And whoever that was almost bumped into the back of him. I couldn't see. I think it might have been Mad Dog, actually. No, it wasn't. Mad Dog's on a different part of the track. But We have a lot of, and this is what I was telling you guys earlier. We have a lot of dogs in the league. Well, people with the name dog on the in the league. This is going to be very confusing, I think. Hopefully I can get every single one right. So
Hopefully they're spread out
and
over the track,
yeah,
not all together.
they just need to be spread out just enough to get them right. So, but we welcome the M Dog, who's sitting in 5th place at the moment. I think he might have made a mistake with a 137 on that lap. As the Z Dog goes, as Oreo take back Oreo, puts it on 3rd. Mad Dog puts himself in the 110 4.2. So, Mad Dog's up there. J Miles in 2nd, with not too far behind on the mediums. He's 2/10 off. So, what did you say the delta time actually was? You told me the other day actually. What was the delta time on these tires again?
0.5
Per
between
tire.
them. Yeah, so a second between the soft and the hard.
So, that's not a lot, to be honest.
It's not really.
And the softs do wear out very quickly. So it doesn't surprise me to see that we've got quite a few of the field on the medium tires. Obviously, thinking that might be the better race strategy.
Yeah, definitely going to be a hard one to choose. Do you sacrifice your position on the starting grid for a better race strategy, or do you go the soft for the better positional place? Because this track's very hard to overtake on.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Other than the main straight, there's not really any overtaking opportunities.
No, definitely not.
So I'm having a bit of a glitch here at the moment where it's still showing me as James with the fastest lap down the bottom left. And I don't know what's going on there. Maybe if I get out. No, it's still there. Mad Dog showing as the fastest lap. So that's changed. Will that glitch go away? Maybe the fastest lap's actually stuck on my screen, I think. Oh no, it's gone. No, I take that back. As soon as I said that, it's gone. As I love, there you go, your first 109. I love controller, 109.953. So the one we're waiting on is Wolfman, but he is on the mediums. So I don't know if he can hit a 109 on the mediums. That's seriously impressive. But I don't know if he'll get a 109. He'll probably get maybe a 110 on those
Possibly,
mediums.
we'll just have to wait and see.
It is. He is starting. The championship leader starting his hot lap. Gone around turn 1. Who is that there trying to get out of the way? That is Kiwi. So Kiwi has. A Specs has left the session. We need to know what has happened there. He's in the pits. He probably needs a re-invite, I believe. Which I'll get round to in a moment. But looking nice and tidy from Wolfman. A little bit of oversteer actually, as he tried to turn into that quick right-hander. Car just skating wide. And that's the thing. This track, there is a lot of corners where the car does struggle with a bit of oversteer, particularly if you don't have that set up right. There's a bit of a lock-up in there. How are you finding it, particularly in practice?
Tough. Finding the right setup for this track has just been a bit of a nightmare, really. You know, sacrificing speed for a bit more stability in the corners. But as Wolfman comes, wow, 110.3 on the mediums, so...
Not too bad, not too bad. As I will quickly re-invite Spec. Hopefully doesn't have any more of these issues. Let's see, Spec, he's there. He's got a re-invite. And should be back and ready to go. But, yeah, so Wolfman, 110.3, so... Do you reckon he should go out and put on a pole lap, or not really?
Depends on what Wolfman really wants to do. I think he might want to start on these mediums, and then who knows, maybe go to the softs towards the end if he really wants to drag out those mediums. So it's going to come down to if he can hold second position,
yeah,
stay on the mediums. If he can't, then he may have to go for a soft option.
Well, I suppose time will tell. if he is able to hold that second position, it might just be worth sitting in second. I think any further, he might need to consider it.
Yeah, definitely. I think. Yeah, we'll have to see. Wait and see. There's still 8 minutes left in qualifying. Everyone will be going back into the pits, putting on some new tyres and giving it another crack, see if they can beat I Love Controller's time. As I say that, I Love Controller's going out on the out lap.
He is on another set of softs, so he's not resting on that 109.9. Gonna try and pump in a bit quicker. I think probably while the track is a little quiet right now, only what 3-4 cars on track. Let's have a quick look at the past race result. As we see on the stream, so as you see, Wolfman was the winner of the Chinese Grand Prix in round 2. Came back from 17th on the grid to win the race. Now that was also due to Nendra having a massive time penalty for an unsafe release due to the safety car, under the safety car. So, but Wolfman, he got another win, and he's put himself in prime position for the championship. So, what did you make of the last race?
Yeah, it was very. It was a very exciting race, especially with that late safety car coming in, which unfortunately I think hindered Gwackle's race as well. So, be very interesting to see. I think Gwackle we've been failing to make mention of him. He's currently, is he second in the Drivers' Championship this season?
He is at the moment. We'll get to that in a sec. I mean, he did manage to still get a podium due to all the penalties that happened on. But yeah, we'll go to now the current standings, as we do see Gwackle in second place, at 33 points adrift of Wolfman. So there's quite a gap already at the top, as Wolfman's won the first 2 races. So. And it's going to be up to who can stop him in round 3. But
I Love Controller's about to come over the line.
Well, we go back to, as he does put a little bit quicker, we will go back to the action with I Love Controller, who just popped in a 109.764. So he's up for the contender. He wants to beat Wolfman this weekend. I mean, mind you, what is that gap? That's just over 5/10. So that's roughly what the tire delta is.
Yep, definitely. So, and the track's only going to get better as time goes on. So, I don't know. Wolfman's still in the pits. I think he's still thinking, do I stay on these mediums or do I, put I Love Controller down and go, hey, hang on a second, I'm the best driver here.
Well, again, that's the call he's going to have to make, because you got Mad Dog 1/10 behind, J Miles 1/10 behind, and then there's a bit of a gap to Aurea, which is 3/10. So he may be in the top 4, but it's whether Aurea can still find some extra time, as James puts himself in 5th place with a 1:10.5. So James was sitting in 12th. So you know what? Wolfman might want to be the last car maybe to cross the line, and sort of maybe put on a precautionary soft tyre just in case.
Yeah, definitely. That would be a good strategy to have.
So but we shall wait and see what's going to happen now, as Mike Oxenwall, formerly known as BD Padas, formerly known as Dicht, has gone by many names, as I believe James is in the way of Mike's lap. Seems to be blocking a little bit, so we may find the first what's it called? First incident reported very soon. So Mad Dog, as I think Mad Dog's put on a set of medium, so Mad Dog is going to go for a medium lap. This is an interesting change of strategy. I'd seriously applaud him if he can go quicker on the mediums than what his first lap on the softs were.
Yeah, we'll see how we go, because He's used up half his battery, and now he's going around again. Oh, Sly Dog must have had a moment just before.
Potentially. But we were talking about this a little earlier, where in some of these corners, the only way to let someone pass can possibly be you getting off the track.
Yeah.
The corners are coming at you so fast that it's one of the only ways to do it. So
Yep,
as
definitely.
Jay Miles is 2/10 up on his time, which puts him ahead of Wolfman. So, well, no, 1/10 up on his time. That's still enough to beat Wolfman's time. But I think he's bailed out of it. He's had a bit of a slip, and it did look like he had a bit of understeer. So,
Yep.
he's bailed out of that one. But everyone's on fresh set of softs. We are now in the last 2 minutes of qualifying for OCE Racing League 2 at the Dutch Grand Prix. So, things are about to get spicy. Hope all you guys on Twitch and YouTube comment away on who you think will get the final pole position for the Zandvoort Grand Prix. The Dutch Grand Prix, I should say. So comment away. I will see them. I will see them going. See them up. So, but we're on board with Kiwi right now. And he's nice. What color would you say that blue is? Or would you even say it's blue? Would it be green?
I think we were discussing this in the Chinese Grand Prix.
I think we were too.
We're going for like cyan or something like
That's
that.
right. It was, yes, we were. It was a cyan and magenta purple. That's right. So, Kiwi does pop in a 1:10.5, so 4/10 quicker on his time, puts him in 6th place. So, well done, Kiwi. As Specs is still not in this session right now. I do feel like I need to re-invite him. Give me one moment. So, I Love Controller back out. So Wolfman has not left. So Wolfman's content with 2nd place.
Yeah, I think he's pretty happy with his medium time.
Hokkien has also not left the pit either. I wonder if he's in the session, to be honest. The Sly Dog is... Whoop, just went on board with Sly Dog, who's the reason for the yellow flag in Sector 1 is he's gone very wide, I think, into Turn 1. So I believe he's dropped it at the exit of Turn 1. As John Jang, vote for Mad Dog as the pole position. Interesting, interesting. Interesting vote. Chris on board with Chris Mania for... I think this will be his lap. He's not going to be able to go any quicker because there's 6 seconds left on the timer. So whatever he does now is it, and I think he's given up on it too.
I Love Controller in the 2nd sector. I think he's trying to beat his pole position time.
Well, Chris is going again, so I think our timer once again is incorrect as Chris has gone wide. So that's it for his qualifying. He's done. So that's a real shame. Real shame for Chris. Apparently it's 40 seconds behind. Interesting, interesting. So
1095. I Love Controller.
I Love Controller goes even faster. As time seems to be ticking by. We're on the M-Dog right now. What is the M-Dog going to pull? He's on a fresh set. He's 6/10 up on his time. He does go in 2nd place with a 10.1. Well done to the M-Dog.
3rd place, there you go.
Well done. So that was a brilliant lap. And what was it? I actually wanted to bring this up before. The Z from the Z-Dog. when he joined the league, he is my son. But if he crashes into anyone, I do not know him. I could not stop laughing when I heard that.
Yeah, definitely.
As Oreo puts himself into third, I just saw Tycho Hendricks. Good morning, Tycho. It's morning for you in Germany. Yeah, for Oreo in third. So he actually just let me know that Oreo popped it in third. So Wolfman in fourth place. But again, on those mediums. He's the only driver on the
The
medium
only
tyres.
driver. Yep. I
Wow.
just saw that too.
Interesting. As we can
So-
see, Spec has joined. So hopefully he will be able to take over again. So we will find that out soon. And we will go over everything that's happened in qualifying. So qualifying done. The first part done. As I Love Controller pops in his first pole position for OCE Racing League 2 with a 109.5. The M-Dog, the new debutant, in second place with a 110.1. Oreo in third. Wolfman, the only driver on... actually, J Miles is also on the medium, so he mustn't have set a quicker lap on his softs. Mad Dog in fifth. J Miles sixth. Quick Draw seventh. Kiwi eighth. James ninth. Z-Dog 10th. Guaco 11th. Not a great qualifying for Guaco. 12th for Slider. Chris Mania 13th. Mike Hoxamoff 14th. Specs and Hokkien round out the 15th and 16th spot. So... Interesting qualifying.
Very interesting. We'll see how this race pans out. I've got a feeling that we might have some safety cars.
Potentially. As just finding out what is happening with Hokkien, because he didn't get to set a lap. So we seem to have lost a few drivers. But let's get a quick look at these liveries with I Love Controller there in first place. The M-Dog on his first race in OCE Racing League 2 there in second with a nice black and white livery. Very similar to mine, actually. Although he's got more of a like a sort of base color, where I've got more stripes. So you got Oreo with his yellow and cyan livery, and Wolfman. New livery, actually, we did not comment on this. New livery for
was
Wolfman.
about to say, yeah, it looks really schmick.
It really does. I have no idea what it looks like, though. I can't answer this question. I had one for James, but I don't have one for Wolfman. But hopefully it's as quick as it is Schmick, I should say. J Miles, he with his retro livery, he's red and white. So I feel like there's a little bit of lag at the moment. Well, I suppose the last thing to ask, what are our predictions for the race?
Oh, I don't know. I think if I Love Controller can just really hold that lead, separate some time. Wolfman's now got two drivers in front of him that he needs to deal with, and to try and gain some time on Controller. But if Controller can just get away and control his own race, then he might have it.
Well, I suppose it's going to be what he does, but we're just waiting on the last cars to form up to the grid. Let's go from Kiwi. Let's go indeed. As Kiwi likes to listen in on the commentary while we race. So enjoy the race, Kiwi. Good luck, everyone. 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're about to see who takes away into turn 1 for the Zandvoort Grand Prix. As I Love Controller goes. M-Dog has made a brilliant start. He's alongside, but I think the second part of that start went to I Love Controller. Seems pretty tight, but I Love Controller clearly in the lead. Wolfman has lost one spot down to Mad Dog. And here it comes a little tighter. It starts to tighten up here as we got everybody side by side. Bit of a contact there. I think it was the Z-Dog, potentially, and Chris. It looks like everyone has escaped nice and cleanly with no losses of front wing. So now we just wait on the Delta to also form up properly, as Oreo has no time next to his name. But he is clearly there. So, a bit of a gap already. I'll have controller 1 second to the M-Dog. But it looks to me maybe about 9/10 is Oreo from the M-Dog. Maybe a second now. But Mad Dog right on Oreo's tail right now. As the Z-Dog 1 lap behind, but he's in 9th place. So not making sense. Once the game equalizes, it'll be alright. As I Love Controller pops it in, as it looks like Mad Dog lining up a move on Oreo. Is he trying to go around the outside? That turn tightens up very quickly. I think Wolfman was lining up Mad Dog just as he was lining up Oreo.
Yeah, the battle for third's going to be an interesting fight to see. All 3 drivers are absolutely fantastic. Hopefully they keep it clean.
Hopefully they will. As who is that going? Look like going side by side. I think Jay Miles is getting interested with Kiwi. But as you can see, the positional changes. The big winner, Kiwi and Honkian. Who else? The only biggest winners. This is interesting. Only 2 places. Whoa, who's that? I think that was Mad Dog. Mad Dog into the wall. He's just gone round. He's slipping down the order, and I think that's going to be some serious front wing damage. It looks intact, but yeah, he's missing the whole front right end plate. So he's going to struggle with every right-hander. That's really annoying. And that, it's so easy to do in that corner.
It is. It really is.
As he's outbraked himself and gone straight onto the gravel. So, that's a real shame as we have yellow flag in Sector 3 due to Mad Dog. I Love Controller pops in the fastest lap. We're still waiting on the Delta to clean itself up, as the Z-Dog is now showing. The Deltas keep going blank, as who is this? Chris is trying to make a move on Guackle. In the end, he's about to be passed by Sly Dog, who makes up the move for 11th. Well done, Sly Dog. Right now, it looks like Wolfman's getting nice and interested in Oreo, having Mad Dog slipped in front of him. It's giving a bit of an easier run for Wolfman if he can get past Oreo, but this is not an overtaking place. And if you can find a way to pass someone, God help you.
Yeah,
that's a place you do not want to be side by side with anybody. So, as you can see, I think the soft's already wearing out. Wolfman's got so much extra traction. Just even out of the slow corners is where you can see the difference. As Mad Dog's still struggling, I think he's lost it once again. Mad Dog has retired.
Oh no,
that's a shame. That was very early and very unfortunate. Is there going to be a safety car? I don't think so. Would have come out already. J Miles very close behind the back of Wolfman. Wolfman getting alongside already.
Yep.
As now J Miles trying to get interested in the party. J Miles onto the grass. And he spun. J Miles has spun. And you can see him going down the order. And there he is back in 11th. So still plenty to party if he can get onto groups very quickly. Yeah, J Miles is also on the mediums. So the biggest winner actually right now, the Z-Dog, up 4 places, and Sly Dog up 4 places. So a couple of drivers spinning, and it's hurt themselves. I mean, they've sort of done it to themselves. There hasn't been any incidents. It's just, again, the loss of traction.
It really comes down to this track, and you can see how hard it is and how easy it is to make a mistake, which can just ultimately ruin your race.
Yeah, definitely. As J Miles just gets past Guackle, so he's back into 10th. But Guackle coming back at J Miles. Ooh, they're going side by side. They're still side by side. J Miles almost onto the gravel. It is going to allow Kiwi to take a bite at him, but luckily J Miles was just far enough ahead. Kiwi almost runs into the back of Guackle. Good J Miles. So J Miles will get the DRS, as will Kiwi. But now J Miles just has to reset himself and get back into the rhythm because he's on the medium, so he can go much further into the race than everybody in front of him. So long as he keeps it clean, out of trouble, keeps his front wing intact, as Grackle making a move on Chris Mania, who is side by side, almost. They are catching Slydog right now. But for the first Grand Prix at Zandvoort, it's been quite entertaining. Not as much action as it was in China, but still entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. And it's only lap 5 as well, so I think we can probably expect more things to come.
For sure, for sure. Guackle very, very close to the back of Chris Mania. Chris said he has been struggling a lot. J Miles going down the inside. Ooh. They were almost 3 wide into that. And that's not a corner that's going to be tight for even 2 wide. There's J Miles side by side, bit of a tap. Chris has gone deep, and it's hurting. Oh man, it's hurting everyone behind. J Miles gets the run on the outside. Guackle's not going to leave him any space. J Miles needs to realize this. He's been pushed wide. Kiwi ends up taking the spot from J Miles. But this has also hurt Guackle a little bit because now Kiwi's going to get this run, I feel like. He is getting the run. The DRS is open, getting closer to Guackle. Guackle will try to break late, and he has. And he's kept that position. J Miles now trying to go around the outside of Kiwi. Doesn't make it stick. So Chris struggling, and it's forcing all the guys behind as J Miles trying to go around the outside. He is trying, but doesn't make it stick. Done that. The overlap. I should say not overlap. What is the word I'm looking for, actually? The cutback. The cutback. There's so many terms I need to know.
Wow, they're just looking so racy at the moment, especially on a track like this where we were saying that it's really hard to overtake. These guys are just going, well, we're overtaking.
Yeah, pretty much proving you guys wrong as Guackle trying to go around the outside. He does get the DRS. Now it becomes the inside, but Chris will go to block it, and he has. But as I was saying, yeah, Chris saying he's been struggling on this track. Oh, Chris has lost it. And it has allowed all 3 cars behind him to get past. Unfortunate for Chris. And now, J Miles does get Kiwi. Oh, that was so close.
Chris off on the inside. Oh my god.
Chris is about to get J Miles. So J Miles has gone nowhere. He's in the same place as he was before. If he can stick around the outside of Chris, but Chris is not going to leave him the space. But he has. This now becomes the inside. There's touch again. Chris almost loses the side of the car. J Miles still there. And I think J Miles wins that war. Unless Chris decides he wants to come back at him. But I think Chris knows not to go to a side there. And I think he's kept it. He's not going to a side there. But yeah, you can see Chris is struggling. His car is moving all around the circuit. It's not stable.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, Moggs.
Oh, it's one of those tracks where it's hard to get the right setup, especially when you practice all the time on this track, and then you get to the race, and then you're behind someone. Getting that dirty air around this track also hurts your race.
Yeah.
So,
as Oreo is going to have first car to pit, he's had enough of those softs, and he's in the pits.
Onto the mediums.
Well, it's lap 8. What do we reckon? Do we reckon this is a 2-stopper or a 1-stopper? We didn't actually talk about this.
Oreo going into lap 8 to put on the mediums. He has to stop again. There's no way, well, from my understanding, there's no way that you can get the mediums from lap 8 to lap 36. So I think he might be thinking, well, my softs aren't working right now. If I go on to the mediums and just pray for a late safety car, he might be thinking along those terms.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. As I just hop on board with Quickdraw, who's getting very close to the back of M-Dog. So 3/10 within it. Quickdraw, there's potential for a podium. So this fight for 3rd place is going to be very interesting come the end of the race, I think.
Yeah, definitely. The drivers are just kind of settling in.
But Quickdraw making the move on M-Dog. Quickdraw does take it around the outside. But M-Dog coming back at Quickdraw. Quickdraw does manage to find the traction and keep it. They go side by side. Great respect from these two drivers. Until then, and it was quite a bit of a touch, but Quickdraw managed to come out on top. So I feel like, yeah, these softs are just starting to fall apart now. But Wolfman is starting to close down on our controller, who has about a 4-second advantage right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how far Wolfman can go on these mediums. If he can get to maybe lap 26 on those mediums, which I think may just be possible, probably not probable, but just possible, then it's a good sign for the guys on the medium size Oreo. It's a good sign for him.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just have to see how we go, because this track does eat at the tyres.
Yeah, it really does. Again, with all that loss of traction, a lot of these corners, you struggle with oversteer. It just eats through tyres. Have new intel from Peanuts, who is live with us right now. I mean, not talking, but live on the view. Softs can last 20 laps if cared for properly. Interesting.
20 laps, wow.
Oh, James, what has happened here? He's missing part of his front wing. I can see other front wings flying off. Someone's been running over more front wing. So James in 8th right now. J Miles is also missing parts of his front wing.
Z-Dog got a penalty, I'm not too sure what for.
Well, if he's missing front wing, he's not.
Collision with J Miles.
This will be interesting, because he's got no damage on him, so I would like to see that, as the M-Dog and Quickdraw trading places once again. M-Dog gets in front of Quickdraw.
Gwackle's catching up to Sly Dog ever so slightly as well.
He is, as I think, who was that just pierced? Sorry, because I cut away, as, again, got to send another invite to Specs, as he's in the race, but for some reason, he's not racing, as the Z-Dog in the pits on a fresh set. Sly Dog in the pits on a fresh set, sorry. I guess I said, I knew this would happen. So, as we have another yellow flag, who is that? Looks like Oreo, no. Who's going very slowly back there? I think it's Sly Dog. No, not Sly Dog. So we had a yellow flag there for 2 seconds, but then Sly Dog's given a penalty. I'm assuming he just crossed the white line at the pit exit.
He did have a moment in that pit exit as well.
So Oreo trying to get past Specs right now. He's going to find it very difficult to do that around there. That's not an overtaking spot. So he's going around the outside of Specs. Is he going to make it stick? Oh, Specs closed the door.
Got DRS as well.
He does. Specs going very defensive. Oreo goes around the outside. Specs almost spins, which almost spins Mike Oxenwald. I think Oxenwald is going around the outside. No, I think he's lost a bit of traction, and unfortunately for him, and not able to capitalize on that.
Mike did really well to get out of that.
He did. As Oreo closing now on Hokkien, as Chris Mania does pit. Specs has rejoined the session. Hopefully he's able to take over his bot. Oreo's dropped it! That is so... These curbs are a killer. It's so easy to do.
Yeah. So easy to do on that turn 1 curb. You want to avoid it as much as you can.
Man, Oreo's just not having the race. He really's not. He even struggled in round 2 at China as well. He's just, since Baku, he really hasn't been where he needs to be. As I Love Controller boxes.
So he's coming for lap 13. What does he go on to? The hards.
So he's going to the end, for sure. As we've, again, lost the delta time. Quite a few lockups right now happening. So we're on board with Specs. There's quite a few lag going on right now. We'll hop on board with the M-Dog, who's not that far behind Kiwi. M-Dog on a brand new set of hards. He's not going to find Kiwi an easy customer. But he's got some good drive out of that. Will he be able to make a move before he gets there? No, Kiwi blocks him off perfectly. So, yeah, anyway, Moggs, your thoughts on the race so far? What ifs?
Yeah,
What's
I
happening?
I think it's been an interesting race so far. I love Controller coming in for those hards. Wolfman at the front with the mediums. So we've got to see when Wolfman wants to come in. What's he currently? 14 laps. I think around about lap... He definitely wants to go over lap 20. 23, maybe come in. But also, Guackle, third spot. He's still on those softs. He hasn't come in yet. So it'll be very interesting to see what he's going to do as well.
Yeah. Again, as I said, we want to see what Wolfman's able to do, but the guys on the softs that are still on the softs since the start will be interested to see what they can do, because again, it gives information to Wolfman. As who is that going in the pits? It's Hockin now. So Hockin's had enough of those. So he's the third last driver on the old pair, fourth last driver on the old pair of softs. So Kiwi, Guackle, and James, the only drivers still yet to box onto fresh sets of tires. So again, gives information to Wolfman, knowing what he can do on those softs. As we haven't hopped on board with Wolfman for a little while, so he's still traveling all right. I Love Controller is closing him down though, very fast it looks like. So gap coming down. And what's the overall race, pit time, I should say? It's a short pit lane.
It is short. I'm not too sure of the total time though.
If any viewers know what the overall time for the Dutch Grand Prix pit lane is, please let us know. As J Miles almost spins Sly Dog, getting very eager on a fresh pair of softs.
James into the pits.
So only two drivers left now on the old pair of softs, and they are Kiwi and Guackle. I feel like they're going to go onto the mediums, to be honest.
Yes.
They're going to do a soft to medium stint.
Yep, that's what James is doing right now too. He's just put on the mediums. He's coming back out now.
So yeah, pit window open for the softs. Ah, so the soft runners are supposed to do 15 to 20 laps. Okay then. I must have missed this earlier actually, because normally the game does tell you the recommended pitch strategy. So interesting. So 15 to 20 laps on soft, so it will be a medium soft run for Wolfman, providing he doesn't have any accidents anyway. So right now, the closest battle happening looks like Mike Oxenwall and Specs, 6/10 away, 8/10 away. Also the Z-Dog, not too far away from Sly Dog. So again, trying to be a pest for Sly Dog, trying to get all around the back of him, try and force him into an error. So
the battle of the dogs.
It is, as Kiwi boxes. So Kiwi is in the pits, so only one driver remains on the old pair of softs, and that is Guackle. He must feel like he is traveling on olive oil right now. As Z-Dog passes Sly Dog. But let's go on board with Guackle. I mean, after the Z-Dog does manage to, he has cleared Sly Dog, but if there's anything extra, no. So let's go on board with Guackle. How's he handling? Let's see. Very tentative into that.
Yeah, his tyres will be screaming at the moment. I think he will be thinking about pitting this lap, if not the next lap, but yeah.
You can hear in the engines, he's very tentative on the power, like he's not able to get full throttle. And yeah, there we go, he's in the box.
There we go, yep.
Yeah, just Guackle. So, where will he come out now is the question.
Quick draw coming down.
I'm
the main straight. I
I'm
think Quackle's just going to stay in fourth.
So that's worked out very well. Peanuts, hards are a bad call. Mediums can last longer and way faster. Now that does spring some interesting theories for Tier 1, I think. I did not know this. I know this now. The problem is I haven't had enough time to do enough practice here, so this is going to be an interesting race for me later. Nice pit entry, only just. It was only just, wasn't it, John Jang? So, normally I'm way more informative, as Wolfman is actually on the hards. So, Peanuts, your theory is about to be put into question.
Very interesting. I would have gone onto the mediums, but in saying that, Wolfman, this isn't the first time that he's done this. He has done a medium hard strategy, and it's been working for the other 2 Grand Prix. So if this is what he's comfortable with, and if he can win, then kudos to him. Like that's what works for him.
It's true. It's true. The tyres based on league races I just had are bulletproof. Okay. Let's see your bulletproof theory now. As the Z-Dog makes his way past Mike Oxenwall. Zox, fresh tyres. It's just so he can push full time on both tyres. Doesn't have to worry about saving. This is an excellent point. That's a very excellent point. As what is the tyre difference? It's 4-lap difference between I Love Controller and Wolfman. I don't know if that's a big offset though. I know this track eats tyres, but I don't know if that's a big enough offset. I think maybe 6 or 7 might have been a bigger interval, but we shall see. Wolfman may prove me and Peanuts and I wrong, so we shall see. Or Peanuts might be the one with the last laugh if Wolfman is not able to get past I Love Controller. So really, it's all in Wolfman's hands. It will take into account at the end maybe like 3/10 a lap or something. Yes, so what is the gap now? 1.4. So this was 2 seconds between I Love Controller and Wolfman, as we're just on board with J Miles trying to go around the outside of Z-Dog. Literally the same place I was trying to attempt that on Quackle. It works for J Miles, didn't work for me. So as J Miles puts himself into 7th place, but he's going to have to stop again. There's no way he's going to get those pair of softs to the end. And he'll literally feel like he's driving on olive oil in the next 10, 15 laps. So, Peanuts, considering they're in their own race, might be false though. Probable. Man, I really hope you're able to race later, Peanuts. It has been quite a while. But, on board with the action now. Wolfman closing in a little. Is now down to 1.3, back to 1.4. So the gap is stabilizing a little bit at the front. As now there's big gaps between the field. Let's go on board with someone we haven't really been on. And that will be... Who haven't we been on board? You pick a driver.
Well, we haven't really been on board with Oreo that much. So he's on the mediums at the moment.
Let's do it. On board with Oreo. 11-lap-old mediums. So he'll have to take this set another 16 laps. So that's going to be 27 laps on the mediums. That's going to be an interesting stint for him if he's going to the end with that.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Been unfortunate for Oreo so far this race. But he is in 8th position, which I still think is good considering what has happened.
This is true. This is true.
So he does show, without the mistakes that he has made, you know, he's showing that he does have the pace. So I still think he's a favourite for the season to be up there. It's just a matter of execution.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. My next question for you is, if you have a look around him, he's got J Miles ahead of him on an 8-lap pair of softs. You've
Yep.
got Z-Dog behind him on an 8-lap pair of hards, which probably will go to the end. Whether they'll be any good will be another story. He's got Slydog on an 8-lap pair of mediums and Mike Oxamon on 19-lap old mediums. So I don't know whether he'll get 6th, but what do you reckon?
Don't know. It's too hard to tell, especially if drivers still need to make pit stops. Yeah, honestly, just don't know until we get to that last lap.
Yeah, as Kiwi closing in on Mike Oxamall. 20 laps on those mediums. That is some stint. As Kiwi, as you can see, the traction from his fresh set of mediums compared to very old set of mediums. It is a big contrast of difference here, entire life. And you know what's interesting? The 50-meter board is missing, so if anyone's driving without the line, they're going to struggle to see that.
Oh, it's going to ruin me for Tier 1 if anyone takes it out.
I'm a bit fortunate that I have a different braking zone just in case. Because I know it's a common factor.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see you guys try it in Tier 1. Oh, we have missed it. I Love Controller has been overtaken by Wolfman.
Oh, where did he do that?
Where did he do that? That's happened very quickly, and I Love Controller is falling away very quickly too because it's 1 second. And Chris just got past Specs, and it looks like Specs is in the gravel right now, as we can see not the onboard, but the recovery. Peanuts, blackout is over, but the fan in this has been broken, and my arms were flailing too. Huh. So, that makes more sense. Into this room. So the fan in the room makes more sense. I was trying to work out what that was. I was thinking house maybe, but as Chris gets out of the way of Wolfman, he's going to need to do the same thing for I Love Controller very soon. He is being shown the blue flags, as we saw that on screen.
Yeah, I Love Controller, just not able to keep up with Wolfman. So, oh,
Chris, I saw that with the corner of my eye, and he's missing. He's missing his front left end plate.
Oh no.
So he's hit the wall somewhere, and I think it was right then. This has not been a great race for Chris.
It hasn't really. So unfortunate.
Really is. Really, really is. I thought he had a good race in China last time out, but this has not gone so well for him. If we go back to the field, J Miles closing in on James. He is. J Miles with quite a bit of confidence actually at the moment. I mean, I'm assuming that's also because James has only had 2 hours of practice, but those softs serving him well.
I was about to say, does J Miles need to go back into the pits for new tyres, or is he? He'll have to, right?
Well, I'd assume so, but again, who knows what's going to happen? Peanuts reckons he can get 20 laps out of the soft, but what is he? This would be lap 12. He's going to have to do 23 laps on these softs. I mean, I understand the fuel will be going down every lap, but that's a lot to ask for, particularly if you're pushing this hard too.
Definitely.
So he's within 3/10. So, I mean, again, push as fast as much as you can, and you may be rewarded later on. So, Slido gets himself a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. Might be banking on the safety car from Peanuts. Thank you. Probably. We've only had 1 retirement so far, but we have had a lot of accidents. So, and by accidents, I mean people causing their own accident. So, Wolfman leading. Yes, he is, Zox. Wolfman is in the lead. So, unfortunately, I Love Controller. What is it? There's 5-lap difference. So, yeah, it's going to make a big difference to what happened to Controller. We are actually not sure. We were on board with Kiwi, the fight with Kiwi and Mike Oxamall at the time. Wolfman and I Love Controller were battling. I missed the time dub. There was a 1-second gap between the two at the time, but yeah, I think I Love Controller has made a mistake somewhere, which what allowed Wolfman to pass him. As you can see, J Miles dropping off now. He's in the pits. So that question answered.
There we go. Yeah.
His controller isn't liking the
Telling,
hards. No, I don't think he is. He's falling away
telling
every lap.
softs.
Yeah, that's probably the smart move. He's going to blitz like hell. For sure, J Miles, I think, will be walking away with the fastest lap. Now, what has he got? He's got 8 seconds to Z-Dog, who's on 13-lap-old hards. That gap will disappear like cookies at a family dinner. Very quickly. What else is happening in this field? The Z-Dog. You know, we haven't talked about in a while, the M-Dog. He's sitting comfortably in third, but Guackle is closing him down. So
I think from my point of view, from what I'm seeing, I think the M-Dog is glitching out for me because he keeps jumping up to first position and then down to fourth position. So I'm not getting an accurate reading of what he's actually doing.
he's in third right now. He's 2.3 seconds ahead of Guackle. Again, Guackle on the mediums, M-Dog on the hards, as looks like Z-Dog has passed Oreo. Yeah, it is. Oreo has dropped a spot to Z-Dog. So, for me, he's okay. He's not jumping around or anything, so he's fine on my end. So, I just wanted to double check that. He's okay. So, no big glitches happening.
Sweet.
I have seen some ridiculous glitches. I've most recently seen some ridiculous glitches. I think it was the other day. I had one car soar into the air at random. So, he's not doing that, so it's okay. So, Pirate, welcome, Pirate. Welcome to the league as well. I mentioned that the other day, but yeah, welcome to the View. Dog Pound League. Yeah, there is quite a few guys with the name Dog in this league, especially in this race. We've got what, 4 in this race. So
all the dogs.
Oreo dropping back from Z-Dog. So those hards are starting to come back. So maybe the hards maybe have been a good choice.
Oreo goes into the pits.
He's had enough of those mediums, so put on the softs. J Miles, where are you? Let's see. He's popped in the fastest lap with a 1:11.2, and he's closed the gap by 3 seconds on that one lap alone. So that goes to show you the difference between a hard and a soft tire. We can take a look at the stops. Oreo, Slydog. So the guys on 2 stops right now, the only Oreo and Slydog, and J Miles. So if we take a quick look at the positional change, it probably is not the right way to go. There's probably too much time lost. As Oreo the biggest loser with 7 spots lost right now. I mean, aside from Mad Dog, who's obviously DNF'd, but Guackle, 7 places up, the biggest winner. And he's 1.8 seconds from another podium.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if Guackle can do it. He's been on those mediums for a while, but yeah, I think his strategy was always to do the one stop, so see where he comes out.
It's working for him. He did do a 0 stop in his IGP, so maybe maybe he's taking some examples from his IGP. If viewers, you don't know what that is, it's pretty much like a motorsport manager sort of game, and it's basically an online version of that. So we just got like a fun like motorsport manager thing happening in our league. But no one can seem to beat Ubiquitous Shadow.
the king of IGP.
He's the king of spreadsheets, is what it is.
Is that James catching up to Quick Draw?
He is. He definitely is. There's a there's a tire compound advantage to that. You can see that there is quite a bit of a difference. I think James will get him this straight here. He's closed massively. It's now down to 2.5 tenths. I don't think Quick Draw's he's just a sitting duck. He is, and he's gone. Yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Who is that going very slow? I think it might be Mike Oxenall. Chris Mania also in the pits for a fresh set of softs. So he's another driver on a 2-stopper. Chris Mania, 5-second penalty for crossing the white line. So easy to do. The white line just continues for ages here.
Yeah, definitely.
You think it ends at one point, and then, nope, no, there's still another couple meters. And then it gives you a penalty for it. So, speaking of, as we were talking about J Miles earlier, J Miles now within a second of Z-Dog. So that 8-second gap has disappeared within the space of 4 laps. 3 laps, actually. He's only on 3-lap-old softs. So, yeah, 3 laps, and he had an 8-second advantage, Z-Dog, and that's been wiped out. Now down to under a second. So if you are on those softs at the last part of the race, it's going to be a massive advantage.
Just a massive, massive tyre advantage.
It really is.
The question is like, will they last for another 6 laps, you know, or will Z-Dog's hard tyres just come into action? But,
they're 18 laps.
Just sets another fast sector 3, so I think he's okay.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. I mean, look, the Z-Dog, he's on 18 lap old hards compared to 4 lap old softs. So there's what, 14 lap tyre difference.
Yeah.
Z-Dog will probably go into the end. J Miles definitely going to the end. But yeah, Z-Dog is just going to be a sitting duck. Maybe around the corners he can slow him down a little bit, try and eat some tyre away from J Miles, but I think after that banking turn, and maybe potentially in this first DRS zone, if J Miles gets a good enough accident, which it looks decent enough, almost drops it though. So, a bit of a commentator curse. I gotta stop doing that. Really have to stop doing that. But yeah, I think if he gets a good enough run after this last banking corner, yeah, Z-Dog's just a sitting duck. And then it'll be, can he chase after Quick Draw? Because Quick Draw's on equally old tyres. Yeah, J Miles, DRS open. We're about to see a sitting duck. And the duck is gone. Looks fairly easy, fairly straightforward. Ooh. Well now, J Miles, can you catch Quick Draw is the question. There's what, 5 seconds? You did 8 seconds in 3 laps. Can you do 5 seconds in 5 laps? Other than that, this is probably the closest battle on track at the moment. Everything else has been fairly spread out.
Quick Draw has made a mistake.
Has he actually? Yeah. He has. That gap has disappeared. J Miles.
Right behind him. Oh, wow.
So J Miles has got Quick Draw. Quick Draw's going to fight for this as much as he can, but there's no way. He locks up. Pirate, 5 seconds in 5 laps. No, 5 seconds in 5.5 of a lap. Yeah, due to the mistake of Quick Draw, which is what did it. The Z-Dog now all over the back of Quick Draw. Side by side right now. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? It looks like Z-Dog. Quick Draw's not going to have much to say about it. Remember, these guys also on equally old hards. So whatever they do, whatever they can do, they're just going to stay close to each other. And then they'll fight until the end. But if Z-Dog gets away from Quick Draw will not be able to do anything about it. At least I don't think so. He may prove me wrong. I did say J Miles might catch a Quick Draw in 5 laps. He did it in half a lap. So we have a yellow flag in Sector 1. Who's going slowly? I think it was I Love Controller. He was going slowly for a little bit. But he's made a mistake. I think he may have touched that inside curb. 3 laps to go. So
wow.
That's gone by pretty quick. What is the time? In Melbourne, it is 5:36. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. But 3 laps to go. We know it's out of safety car territory, so if there's an accident here that happens on the track, no safety car will be put in the game. There's like a 3-lap window where that it sort of stops with 3 laps to go. I suppose the last question here is, who's your driver of the day so far?
I think I'll have to give my driver of the day to Quackle, just for the amount of positions that he's actually made.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the game might give that to him anyway, but yeah, that's a good vote. Guackle did make that first stint go very, very well, and unfortunately for him, he's falling away from the M-Dog, so M-Dog looks like he may have that last podium spot covered, which would be very upsetting for Guackle, but you never know what might happen. Quickjaw lost it in half a lap. So, but yeah, it's a very good vote. It's a very good vote for Guackle as being the driver of the day. Viewers, please tell me, what is your driver of the day? Who do you reckon, who do you guys think should get that vote? I'd be really interested in that.
Who's your driver of the day, Jules?
It's going to be interesting. I'd like to vote Wolfman because he's done everything right.
Yeah, he has.
But I can't put it past the M-Dog either. So, and Guackle too. So like, there's a couple of guys I feel like do deserve it. Even J Miles. J Miles was almost last at one point, and he's fought back into 6th.
That is true. Yeah.
So he's stuck at it, and he's come back as Hocking gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags. That might be looked more harshly upon later on. Yeah, there's quite a few guys I feel like are up for driver of the day, in my opinion. Maybe J Miles. I might give it to J Miles for my personal driver of the day. I mean, yeah, he did make the mistake early, which is what put him down in that position. But he's come back. He's come back very strongly, and I think he does have the fastest lap at this point in time, doesn't he?
Yeah, I believe he does.
So not only will he walk away with a 6th after looking down the barrel of 14th, he's going to walk away with an extra couple of points, extra 3 points, I believe, for the fastest lap. As in, well, 3 points for us, as I Love Controller is really struggling. Particularly that dirty air from Chris on a fresh set of softs. He's going to be really struggling. John Jang, good comeback from J Miles. Is he your driver of the day, John Jang? So I'd like to know. Pyrat, Zox, you guys that are in the chat, you have commented already. Put down your driver of the day. So,
just on J Miles, he's actually really catching up to James at the moment.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
There was 3 seconds at the start of this lap, so he's really catching up to James.
I feel like he might run out of laps, though. It's lap 36, so this is his second last lap. Yeah, John Jang has voted J Miles. So, what, 1.9 seconds? So, what, 3 seconds at the start. If he can bring it down to 1.5, that means it is down to 1.5. So, he can do it on the last lap. Oh, this is probably going to be the closest fight we're going to have on the line. To the line. So J Miles has one more lap to close 1.3 seconds down to James. James, on his return back to racing, sitting in a 5th spot. Can he hold on to it from the ever-charging J Miles?
Wow, he's in DRS zone now.
He is. That's 7/10 now. Oh, this is going to be spicy. J Miles, you can see how much confidence he's got. James locking up. Oh, you can see James is struggling to get even on the power. J
Miles really wants this position. You can see it.
Burnt all that ERS. James gone wide. There is now 6/10. It's going to be all about who can get this drive out of the last banking corner. I don't think J Miles is going to be able to get him into this DRS zone, as Wolfman has won the race. I Love Controller in 2nd. The M-Dog will cross the line to finish 3rd. But we are interested in this battle for 5th right now. Can J Miles put himself into 5th? He saved up just enough ERS. This is going to be the battle on the line. I think it might be too far. James, a little wide. He has, but I don't think it's good enough, unfortunately. DRS open, but James is just going to take this away, unfortunately. J Miles finishes in 6th place.
Wow. So close.
So close. There's Guackle in the wall, and he's... whatever happened there, I believe he's done that to himself. Aurea comes across the line to finish in 9th. Kiwi now will come to cross the line and finish in 10th. The last driver to cross the line is now. And you can see Guackle's stricken car right there. But what a race. First race at Zandvoort. How was it?
Oh, that was a amazing race, my God.
So that's set up Tier 1 very nicely. It will be definitely interesting to see what's going to happen. And look at that. It's only 5:42 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So we still got an hour 20 minutes before we get kicked off for Tier 1.
No, I'm going to get my practice in then.
I actually might eat something, to be honest. Normally we don't have this big of a gap.
Yeah, that is true.
But we still have a few things to get through, like the driver interviews first before we do anything. But let's have a look. Winner, Wolfman, he gets his 3rd win in a row. Can anybody stop him? I Love Controller in 2nd. So well done from I Love Controller. Gets his first 2nd place finish of the OCE Racing League 2. The M-Dog on his debut in 3rd place. Guackle 4th. James 5th. J Miles does walk away with the fastest lap too. So an extra couple of points to J Miles. Gets on the board after the first 2 DNFs in the first 2 races. The Z-Dog in 7th. Quick Draw in 8th. Oreo 9th. Kiwi 10th. Slydog 11th. Specs 12th. Mike Oxamall, formerly known as PD Bass, formerly known as Deeked, in 13th. Hockey in 14th. Chris Mania 15th. Mad Dog, the only retirement of the race. And last thing, I think the M-Dog gets bragging rights over the Z-Dog. The father and son there, and I believe the M-Dog is the son. So bragging rights goes to the son.
That is absolutely awesome from the M-Dog, especially this is his first race into Tier 2, and to get a podium straight away, that's just amazing.
It is. So, but we will go on board with not on board, we shall go on with the driver interviews as we have I Love Controller waiting. Let's see if we can grab in our race winner, Wolfman. And let's see if we can grab in as well our last podium, the M-Dog. See if we can drag him in. Well, first up, and well, let's get the driver interview board up and running. It is up and running. So, first up, our race winner of the day. Wolfman, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome into the box. And your 3rd race win in a row. How are you feeling?
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good. What was your thoughts actually on going from the mediums to the hards? Was that your strategy the whole time?
Yes, it was. Yep.
It was? Okay. I would have been surprised. Were you thinking softs at any point, or no? You didn't think you would get the full distance?
Well, the softs weren't... I wasn't really much quicker on the softs compared to the mediums, so I figured I'll just stay on mediums and go a bit longer on the first stint.
Yeah, okay.
So, a question for you, Wolfman. So, I've been noticing that the medium to hard strategy that you do, you've been doing it the previous race and the race before that. Is this just your go-to strategy? Does it allow you to push harder because you don't have to worry about your tyre wear or anything like that?
Well, I go with whatever tyre I can get highest in qualifying, and I felt that at this track I thought mediums, I had a confidence where I can qualify high on those tyres, and it did.
Yeah, definitely. You did awesome time on the mediums.
Yeah.
During qualifying, so
I thought I was gonna qualify 2nd, and then I lost 2 spots right at the end. So I figured, okay, 4th, I can still work with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, interesting. The other thing I actually wanted to know, because we actually weren't on board with you at the time when it happened. We were on board with Kiwi and Mike Oxamall were having a bit of a battle at the time. What happened with you and I Love Controller? You were only about 7/10 behind him at one stage, and then all of a sudden you were just in front. Did he make a mistake somewhere, or was it a clean overtake?
No, I think he made a mistake. I think he went into the gravel somewhere.
Okay.
I think in sector 2.
Okay, because I thought he may have made a mistake, but yeah, just weren't on board. So by the time we looked back, you were past him.
Yeah, you're in front. We're just like, oh, yep.
Yeah, either he went in the gravel or he went wide, and I just overtook him.
Okay. But nonetheless, as I said, that's your third race win of the season, so you're well and truly on your way to the title. But again, there's still 6 races to go. Any thoughts for that?
Well, Monaco's next, so who knows?
It is next, so it will be the tough one. But nonetheless, thank you, Wolfman.
Thank you.
No worries. Let's invite I Love Controller to come and talk. So you can tell us all about his second place and his first second place in OCE Racing League 2. So I Love Controller, you just need to accept the button to talk. If he's there. Maybe not. We'll quickly go on to M-Dog while I Love Controller gets himself, if he's able to accept that. M-Dog, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, first race, first podium. How was it?
It was pretty good.
Pretty good?
I didn't know I was going to get a podium.
I mean, you walked away with it in the end, and just because Guaco was closing you for a time, but I mean, did you think you still had the pace on him, or were you actually frightened for a while?
He was like a second behind me, and he just couldn't try and catch up.
Okay. But nonetheless, what do you think actually of your first race with OCE Racing League 2?
I think I'm pretty happy doing the second league.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do good.
Okay. No, good. So, I think you went on to the hards. Actually, the question is, I wanted to know, how are the hards toward the end of this end of that stint? Because you did 22 laps on the hards, it wasn't at the end.
It was hard at the very end because I started to lose grip.
Yeah. But were they bearable, or just they were just gone by the end?
They were pretty much gone at the end.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, in the end, you got bragging rights over the Z-Dog. So, but nonetheless, well done, M-Dog. Well done. First race, first podium, so well done.
Awesome race, mate.
So,
Thanks.
no worries. And we can see I Love Controller is finally in. You there? He's unmuted, but can you there, I Love Controller? Can you hear him, Moggs, at all?
Nope. No.
Let's have a look. Maybe it could be. Do I need to give him some sort of permission? I don't think so. He should be fine. Cannot hear him at the moment.
No.
Unfortunately, he's not there. Let's try re-invite him. Move to audience. Let's try invite to speak. Maybe we can get something, hopefully, and find out just exactly what went wrong between him and Wolfman when Wolfman got past. Oh, there we go. We can finally hear you. There we go. How you doing?
Great, actually.
That's good. So your first, that was your first podium, wasn't it, in OCE Racing League 2? Yeah.
And I was not expecting any podiums. I was expecting to be out of out of the points in this race because of I didn't have any practice at this track. It was completely new to me.
Oh wow! And no practice, and you still walked away with pole position and a second place. That's impressive.
That's awesome.
That's impressive, and that's amazing. But nonetheless, you got a second place. But as I was talking to Wolfman earlier, he said you may have made a mistake. But did you make a mistake when he got past you? Because as I said, we weren't on board with it at the time, but we just wanted a bit more clarification.
So I locked my brakes and I went straight into the grass. That's why I got this. So
Which turn was this as well?
this was I don't remember the turn, but in the sector 2.
Okay, nah, fair enough. That explains quite a bit, because I thought maybe you may have made a mistake, but yeah, as we said, we're on board with Kiwi and Mike Oxenwell at the moment, but nonetheless, you still walk away with a second place and pole position, so you do get some extra points there. So
I'm quite happy with my position. I was not expecting, as I said, I was not expecting to be in the top 10 in this race, but somehow I got second place in the race, so I'm very happy with that.
That's awesome, controller. Question for you. You went from softs to hards, and I think Wolfman put on the hards, I think 4 or 5 laps after you. So when he was catching up to you, could you feel that your hards were just losing a little bit of its tyre wear, or was Wolfman just a little bit too fast?
When I changed my tires too hard, I was not able to improve my time from you can see in the screen it is 1 minute 12.9 for me and 1 minute 12.3 for him, but I was not able to, when I pitted from soft to hards, I was not able to improve my time on those hards at all. So that's
Okay.
Okay.
Well, still, you did an excellent job to get your podium. So
Yeah, well done, Kyle of Control, and that's your first podium with us in OCE Racing League 2. But you can go home and enjoy for a little bit before you got the next race coming up very quickly. So I'm sure that go, sorry.
I will be trying to improve my strategy. On that race.
Yeah, it's giving you a bit of a taster, so you know what to do in the next race. So, oh boy, now me and you, Monks, you and I have now an extra challenge.
exactly, yeah.
As if it wasn't hard enough already, but we go into Tier 1 very soon, viewers, with just over an hour to go. I think that wraps up, so well done. Thank you so much, Isle of Controller, for joining us in the commentary box for one quick interview.
Thank you so much.
No worries at all, we'll catch you soon. Moggs, I think that wraps everything up.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic race today. Didn't really see any safety cars come out. Everyone was relatively clean. There was a few mishaps from drivers, but overall it was an awesome race.
Yeah, actually, this was the first race in OCE Racing League 2 with no safety car, not even a virtual safety car. It was a straight race.
Yeah, which is absolutely brilliant, especially at a track like the Dutch Grand Prix. It's not an easy track to get around, so yeah, not to have a safety car, that's just awesome from our Tier 2 drivers.
It's true. To be honest, I didn't exactly know what to go into with what expectations into the race. As I said, we've never seen the race in real life, and we've never raced in it for the league, so there was no expectations really going into it.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, it's just a fantastic race.
Pretty much.
Hopefully the drivers found it fantastic as well.
I'm sure they did, and it did sound like they did, but again, we only spoke to 3 of them, so it could be very contrasting effects on the other ones. I'm sure Mad Dog would have plenty to say with his retirement. So, but nonetheless, that's set up a nice Tier 1 for later on. We've got just over an hour, so probably 65 minutes before qualifying for Tier 1 kicks off. So viewers, stick around if you want to just hang around on YouTube, watch some of our old previous videos, such as highlights, top moments, any other previous races. For sure, go ahead to check up on that. If you haven't already, you can feel free to subscribe and just keep up to date with everything, all the videos that come out on YouTube. So we're almost we've 95 on YouTube so far. We're 5 to 100, which would be a massive achievement actually. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but nonetheless, 1 hour to go for Tier 1, and we'll catch you very soon. Thank you, Moggs, for joining us in the commentary box. Thank you, viewers, for joining, and we'll call it there. See you guys.